Muy buenas, bienvenidos a otro episodio de Afinados. Hoy tenemos con nosotros a Meader, un auténtico virtuoso de la guitarra. Grabo esta pequeña intro básicamente para explicaros que podéis activar los subtítulos en castellano, ya que es una entrevista completamente en inglés. Tenéis aquí la opción de activar subtítulos, aquí abajo a la derecha, y en configuración podéis ir a subtítulos y traducir automáticamente, en este caso en español. Os pongo aquí de fondo la entrevista que hice con Martin Miller para que veáis el ejemplo y espero que os guste. Disculpad por mi inglés, que no es 100% correcto, pero creo que ha quedado una buena entrevista y creo que puede ser algo bastante interesante escuchar a este virtuoso de las 6 cuerdas. Os dejo con la entrevista. Muy buenas, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a Afinados, al episodio número 51. Hemos pasado la barrera de los 50, el otro día con Hoppy, y tenemos con nosotros hoy a un pedazo de artista, uno de los mejores guitarristas que me he encontrado últimamente, que es el gran Meader. Hi Josh, how are you?
Oh, good, thank you, man. Good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, it's a pleasure for me. And yeah, you're Australian, you're from Sydney?
Yes, yes, I am.
But
Yes.
you are now in Zurich?
Yes, yeah, I am. Well, I got married last year, and my wife is from Switzerland, so
Okay. Congratulations.
half. You know, a bit here, a bit in Australia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are changing. I thought it was a little bit also because you were on Rock Me Vienna also, and it's everything near, and no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh.
Really great to. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about different things, obviously guitars, that we love it. And we started saying that you are a very young player, and you're 26 now, or 27?
No, I'm 29. Just turned 29 in
okay,
December.
Okay.
December last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you are very young. And you are very recognized in the last years here in YouTube, Jam Track Central, and all that stuff. And how does it change for you the last years with social media, with YouTube? How it's going?
Yeah. Well, I guess I feel like I sort of started doing posting on social media maybe regularly, more so maybe 2020 when COVID started, because I guess I had just finished my Bachelor of Jazz Performance then at the Sydney Conservatorium of Music, and right as I finished, I went over to NAMM, and then 2 weeks later, the whole world shut down. So I got this massive hit of, I finally can go out into the world and explore music around the world, and then all of a sudden everything shut down, and then it was like, well, now I can only play in my bedroom, and I guess the only choice I have to share my music and to learn from other people and play music with others, is doing kind of the online thing. So that's when I sort of dedicated most of my time to, just trying to do lots of videos and explore lots of different things with that. And but of course, it has definitely been a game changer, and I think it probably is for everyone's careers at this point when you can, find some success online and just the network of people you can, get introduced to, and all the other artists that you meet through there, and it can be really amazing.
Yeah, it was like a tough situation for a lot of people, but
definitely.
Also it was like an opportunity to make great videos and great content to the internet, and be known for other people around the world. So I think for a lot of people it was like a nice time inside this tough time. So
kind of making the most of that. Definitely tough situation for everyone, exactly. But it was made the most of it, I think.
Okay.
Tried to.
We are here in Spain, Barcelona. Have you been here?
Yes, I have actually. Well, funnily enough, I used to go to Barcelona all the time as a child. So when I was born, until maybe the age of 4, I probably went to Barcelona maybe 3 times a year with my parents.
Okay.
Because Dad dad is a double bass player, and he was in a very successful gypsy jazz band when I was young, and yeah, my family used to travel to Barcelona to kind of do the busking circuit every year, and they found really good success playing on streets of Barcelona, and gigs there as well and everything, and they absolutely loved it. So yeah, there's a lot of old home family videos I have where, you know, in Barcelona I'm walking through the streets or going to the aquarium or
in the Ramblas, no?
The Ramblas, exactly. Yeah, okay. They used to stay on, or always used to stay on a hotel on the Ramblas, and then
okay.
Yeah. I haven't been back as an adult yet. I really want to go.
Oh, okay, but now you're from Zurich. It's not.
It's close.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, it's close.
It's a long journey, long way from Sydney to Barcelona.
It definitely is. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say that you played with, or that your parents played, your father played, yeah?
Yes, father played, yeah.
And I saw, it's funny because some years ago, like 10, 12 years ago, I saw a kid playing on the streets with his father on YouTube videos. And I didn't realize that were you, this kid. And, and like 2 weeks ago, I was watching an interview that made in a jazz YouTube channel, and they told you about these times, and for me was like, wow, it's the same guy.
It's the same dude.
And how it changes the times that you play there in Sydney and now your life like as a musician.
As a musician, I guess I feel like those I guess it was those years, like a whole decade of playing with my dad every weekend. Like it was very much something we did every weekend, and that was quite disciplined really for both of us. And I think that time was such a when I look back now, it was just such an incredible learning experience. I guess it almost felt a bit like an apprenticeship or something, which I guess I liken to, another job where you just learn with, you know, the experience of actually doing it in front of people, which I think these days is a lot more rare because, especially in Australia, maybe there aren't so many of those regular gigs that you can do every weekend. And so having this opportunity, like also gave me real motivation because, you know, we would play standards and popular standards and some popular music and stuff like that. Very inspired by the duo albums of Borelli Legren and Sylvain Luc. It would kind of give me motivation to really improve on the same songs every weekend, you know, and throughout the week it kind of give me quite a drive to be like, there was this chord change in this song that I could never get good. So, okay, this week I'm going to try and transcribe pieces from this chord idea, or, you know, I feel like I ran out of ideas on this song. So this week I'm going to, you know, and I would think about that stuff at school, and often I would learn, you know, just transcribe licks during lunchtime. You know, I wasn't really interested in doing anything else, but just trying to learn as much as possible and be ready for the next weekend to, you know, play a bit better. I don't know. It was great to have that outlet for myself, and of course play with my dad is the best. So it was really, it was great.
So you think it's better to learn playing with other musicians, or your dad or friends or wherever, playing with other people, or playing at home or in a bedroom with the books, and I know it's different, but for me it's like I need someone else to enjoy it or to practice. I don't know.
I think it's just different. It's just I think the you know, playing with other people, that's really what we're meant to be doing anyway. You know, that's kind of I see that as the best, of course. But, you know, there's also times when you need to work out stuff, and it's best to do that when you're just in a room and by yourself, and you can really think about everything analytically. And I guess, and then you take that work, and then when you're with other people, you try and forget that and just have fun. And I guess that, you know, you want to have both, I think. And that outlet, for me playing with my dad all those years, that was really, an example of taking everything I could learn throughout the week just by myself and then trying to apply it into a real world context.
Okay.
As well as also performing for an audience too, because that's another factor as well. It's because often we might start a song and maybe 10 people will stop because they recognize the song, and then it's like, oh, suddenly it becomes a little performance, for those 4 or 5 minutes of the song where, we try and keep the attention of these people, and that can also be fun, and it can also give you an idea of like, okay, if I play too much, like too many notes or something, it's like they'll probably walk away because it gets too intense. Or if I really sit there and think about how I'm constructing this, solo, or this narrative, the narrative of the solo, like there's more chance people will hang in because it makes more sense. So I think, doing that, you learn a lot of that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, super valuable, especially as an improvising musician, mostly.
So I know it's different, but when you play on the streets and people is going around, it's not like performing on a stage.
Yeah.
You learn a lot those years then to perform on the stage when you started playing on the street. Is something that is useful?
Yeah, there's definitely overlaps, but like you say, there's definitely differences, because there's a big difference than having a audience sit there and be right there for the whole show, rather than just maybe one song at a time and then they walk on. But I think what it does is it does just get you used to the idea of performing in front of people. It still gets out there in the world. Maybe it's I think actually people coming for a concert and entertaining an audience for a whole set, I think that is a different thing for sure. But there's definitely a lot of overlaps, and it was great practice all those years doing that. And I guess at the same time, we were still performing little shows as well. But and I was part of quite a few different big bands and jazz ensembles, and they were always doing gigs and stuff like that. So kind of getting both, but definitely similarities, I would say.
Playing, you played a lot in Australia and also in Europe. Is different audience? Do you feel like it's different when you're playing here or when you're playing in Australia?
Oh, that's a good question. Not necessarily. No, I don't think I didn't notice so much of a. No, not so much.
It's like
I think everywhere I've played, people have been really, generally, really, attentive and really enjoying what's going on. And
maybe I think that nowadays is like something like global stuff that you go into United States but
probably,
past days maybe it was a little bit more different, no? To when you come someone from Australia or from United States to Europe or maybe it was different. I have this.
Yeah. Well, I noticed definitely like the when I did the European tour last year, like there was definitely a difference between maybe like certain places like UK. I felt like the audiences there were really fired up and everything, which was really fun. And then so that was maybe the only real difference I noticed compared to other countries. And
the food,
but
also.
True, of course. Well, of course.
When you go to Spain, is much better than UK. I have to say.
Okay. Well, I hope to come to Spain. Maybe this year. Hopefully, working on something for the end of the year again. So hopefully,
you will tour with your
trio. Yeah.
Your trio, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's gonna be exciting to be here. Listening to your music.
Yeah.
Talking about guitars, you have now your signature guitar from Kiso.
Yeah.
How does it started? How did you connected them? You contacted them or them to you, or how it was?
They reached out to me. Maybe I want to say, kind of beginning of 2021 might have been. And they offered to make me something, and the first guitar I built with them was just a Strat, because I actually didn't have one. So it was a really cool, Strat built by them. And then I guess they'd already kind of hinted at maybe the talks of, oh, Josh, we'd love to make you a signature guitar one day. And, so I guess at that point, I was thinking more about it, and I felt like it was kind of time for me to try and find something like this. And so, yeah, they built me this absolutely beautiful instrument based on Frank Gambale's FG1, I think it's called. And I took that for a small tour in Europe in 2023 and just absolutely loved it. It was exactly kind of what I needed at that time. And because for jazz stuff, like I was still on like an older Ibanez, like an Ibanez AS200, and it was just getting to the point where that was just getting a little bit too old to be really reliable all the time. Amazing guitar that I used that through all my university days, and then also recorded my first album with that guitar as well. So obviously very special guitar to me and plays great, but it was just the fact that it was becoming less and less reliable. Staying in tip-top shape, the action would fluctuate quite a lot, and it was like, well, I think it's time to find maybe a solution and maybe a more modern build that will completely hold no matter where I travel in the world. So that's where this idea for this guitar came. And I took it in a suitcase. Sorry, not in a suitcase, in a case, all the way across the world. And I pulled it out of the case, and it's still completely in tune, action the same, everything. I was like, okay, this is awesome, and this is exactly what I need. And then it just played great. And then after that, it was like, I think we made a few tiny modifications to that original kind of prototype, and then beginning of 2024 is when we released the real version, really. So
And how was the process? You choose the colors, the boots, kind of boots, everything?
Exactly. I got to go to the Kiesel factory in San Diego, which was amazing, and met Jeff and all the guys, all legends, and got the whole tour of the place, and really got to see how it all works. And it's such a cool family there. So it was great.
Okay. I had to say that I love Kiesel guitars, but I never played one because I love watching them. I make sound on the with the customer. You can
on the builder,
I can play, so maybe one day I want to play some. I used to play a couple of carvings, so
okay.
I have a reference, but it's not the same. So
A reference, exactly, well, it's hard because they're so custom that it's not like they're in a retail shop to try out. So I get the thing, but they're really well made. I've been super happy with all of them.
Okay, I want to ask you about your when you improvise.
Yes.
You got, I think, a lot of vocabulary for playing guitar, and now you play like more intellectually or more like instinctively. So with your instinct.
That's a good question. Well, I find that if I play too intellectually on stage, like in front of an audience, I'll often trip myself up. So I guess that's the thing where when I'm live playing in front of an audience, I really want it to be based off instinct, which is where you want to be. I think you reach, I guess people call it the flow state or something, where you just often I find that I'll completely forget what I played on a gig, and I think that's kind of that I use that as a reference point of like, okay, I probably was playing off instinct because I just have no idea what I played. I remember maybe a few small pockets, but I feel like I was in a place where it was, flowing more. So I do try and remind myself I have to be in that place. And there's always this little voice in the back of my head going, Josh, try that cool new lick you just learned. You learned this really cool lick 2 weeks ago, give it a try. And every time I give in to that voice and try the lick, it'll just completely screw up. And then something will happen. So it's kind of like shushing that little voice going,
Yeah.
try this thing out, and just letting it happen. And I think one of the best ways to get out of your own head is just to listen to the musicians around you and really focus on what they're playing, and you'll often just get out of your own head completely. I mean, so many artists talk about their methods for doing this, and I think it's really cool to try them out. And yeah, but sometimes though, like I'll have more of like a concept at the beginning of a solo where I maybe know how I kind of want to start it and how I want to build. So I might have a rough idea of where things will go maybe. And I guess the more you play a song and the more you play with the musicians, the more of a kind of structure a solo will get from night to night, because you might play something one night that really works. So it's like, wow, it kind of then becomes part of the composition almost, that you do that same thing because it just, really works, still has the idea of, or the feeling of spontaneity, because it still isn't set in stone as like a compositional element. But I guess, yeah. But then again, like when I'm practicing, I try and be really intellectual, because I try and really practice a specific concept when it comes to improvising, almost giving myself like a limitation, like just a parameter to work within, so that when I'm, just noodling or practicing improvisation in the practice room, I can be quite specific about maybe, I want to work on this specific scale over this specific chord. So every time that chord hits, I'm not allowed to play anything else. Or there's all kinds of limitation games, whether it's rhythmic or melodic, harmonic. You can even do guitar-based limitations by just playing on one string or two strings, or, all this, or within, 5 frets or something. But I think that type of stuff is important in the practice room, but obviously it's maybe not so you want to forget about it when you play live. And
so you divide your practice in different sections, like technique or harmony,
yes.
or whatever?
Yeah. I usually have like blocks of 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll start off with 10 minutes, and if I feel like I want to do more, I'll add another 5 or 10, and just kind of hit a few different topics that I'm working on currently. I mean, there's things I practice, like specific warm-ups that I've been doing since I was a kid. So I think those feel almost like a meditation for me, where if I do them first thing in the morning, I feel like I'm mentally and physically ready, to start exploring new stuff. So it's important for me to do that. And then after that, I'll generally focus on things that I feel like I haven't, I feel like, I'm not doing well. So whether that's a new harmonic concept or something rhythmic, or melodic or phrasing based or something, I usually target something that I feel like I'm not doing well at that time, and sometimes I'll just noodle and then kind of discover something that I can't quite do yet, and then I'll work on that, as well as just going through familiar phrases, familiar licks, trying to connect different ideas. I might practice a lick for maybe like a whole year before I feel like I can sort of connect it to some other things. I mean, sometimes it just happens that you don't see certain connection points, and then all of a sudden one day you combine it with another idea, and then it's like there's a whole new, it's like a light bulb, and there's a whole new idea. So I often like practicing vocabulary. Like I'll have different categories I practice, like, here's 10 Sean Later licks that I might work on, for a couple of weeks or something, or maybe, like I say, up to a year. Here's a few Guthrie Govan licks that I'm kind of cycling through and trying in different ways, and all that stuff, yeah.
And you still transcribe solos from other guitar players, and also, like I saw you with playing something like Charlie Parker, or from other instruments. You think that it's important to take from other instruments?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, at the moment, I must say I'm doing more guitar players than anything. I think at the moment, like for example, during the days I was studying at the conservatorium, I was really interested in saxophone vocabulary, and actually most of the vocabulary I was absorbing was probably from saxophone players, maybe piano players. But now I'm really in like a guitar mode. So everything I tend to learn at the moment is very guitar based, which is really fun. Yeah.
And which are your influences now from guitar players?
Yeah, at the moment it's very strongly, I would say Holdsworth, um, Sean Lane, uh, Guthrie, maybe a bit of Eric Johnson for the last
Mm-hmm.
definitely year, yeah.
This clean
And
sound, no? From Eric Johnson.
clean but also distorted, like all his
Yeah,
distortion stuff. So beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah.
I can say clean, but maybe sometimes with overdrive or distorted, but
Yes.
it sounds clean for me.
Oh,
Like
true. Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's such a pure, beautiful
something
sound.
like a
Yeah.
violin or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's so amazing to listen to. Yeah. Yeah. So I've really been trying to get into that stuff. And uh yeah, I would say they're the big ones at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what do you
There's a
think about the new guitar players, like new, I say, like Tim Henson or Ichikanito or guitar
yeah.
players like
Yeah.
them? Do you listen them or you are trying
Oh, yeah.
to take
Yeah. Yeah.
ideas from them or something like this?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, I think people are always coming up with amazing, amazing new things on the instrument, which is just really exciting to just to see how other people are approaching it. And yeah, there's so many amazing, yeah, younger guys, I guess, around my age at the moment. Yeah,
Mateo
that
Mancuso, for example,
of course,
is one
yeah,
of my favorites.
Mateo. Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely amazing. Yeah, and Antoine, Jack Gardiner,
Yeah.
everyone. I'm always very inspired by all of them as well, and I just yeah, always love seeing what they're up to as well. And yeah,
So if you want to choose one, uh, dead or alive, to
yes.
make a collab with you, who would be?
Oh, uh, oh, there's too many.
It's
There's
tough.
too many to choose. It's so hard.
Yeah, you can pick two or three.
Pick a couple. Yeah, well, maybe. Oh, far out. Well, I don't know. I guess it would just be my heroes, especially at the moment. I think whether it's recording or not, just being in the same room
Yeah.
as someone like Alan, or Sean Lane, and just being able to witness them live, in person, I think would be just so unreal. So whether it's doing a collaboration or even just being in the same room as them and
Yeah.
absorbing,
Okay.
what they're doing, I think, yeah, maybe those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's enough. No, also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
now, for example, you are working in new material or something like this, or what are your plans
Yeah.
for your trio or for your music?
Yes. Yeah, at the moment the priority is just writing the next album. So, I'm having fun with that as well as like just learning new things like I mentioned. And but yeah, preparing songs for the next album. I've got heaps of ideas floating around. It's just kind of, pardon me, committing to them. And yeah, over the next few months before I return to Australia, it's just well, one more month now in Europe. But yeah, I will just really, yeah, try and get these compositions down, and then as soon as I'm back in Australia, I'll start rehearsing with Matt and Alex, and start getting the second album sort of ready to go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
ready to.
I want to listen more. Though. I
Yeah,
love Ultraviolet.
thank you,
The
thank
video,
you.
the sound, the intro
Yeah,
is amazing. So
thank
I'm
you.
gonna.
Thank you.
And how do you make those songs? So you start with a riff or something in your mind, or you when you are
Yeah,
on the plane or something like this?
yeah. Actually, well, it's a funny point. Like, actually, a lot of ideas I write start from just me on the laptop in the plane because
Okay.
I guess there's nothing much to do, and I just start having ideas. I'm not with the guitar, which always makes me feel a little bit anxious, and
Yeah.
I just try and, just in Logic with the little, with Keyscape or something, just a nice piano sound, start kind of trying to think of, some new concepts for songs or whatever. I mean, a lot of the time songs start from me just noodling on the guitar. Like I often find my favorite ideas are often the very first thing I play in a day. And I've
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of screen recordings where it's just like the very first notes on the guitar. There's something that feels very fresh about
Yeah.
them, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm, yeah, I can just explore some sounds without having any other thoughts in my head. The very first time I play guitar in a day, and often there'll be just a little chordal thing or a little melodic thing that comes out of that, and I'll just take a voice note of it and then return to it. And sometimes it'll take maybe a year before I come back to a voice note. I guess that's another thing I do on a plane, is go through all my old voice notes and go, has potential, that has potential. Do a little star, do 2 stars, maybe load them into Logic and program around them, program, or actually try and remember what the chords were, or and then sort of flesh it out and see what can come from that. And that's often how they start. I mean, sometimes, like in the case of Ultraviolet, that really started from something very unmusical, which is just like a number pattern, something a bit more sort of, I don't know, nerdy or something, but it was just a group of numbers that I learned through a rhythmic class in the Sydney Conservatorium. I guess it might be 2019, but I think I wrote that song 2020 maybe, started. Yeah. But this little rhythmic, system, it was just 5-5-5, 4-4-5, 3-3-5. So a little bit of a symmetry to it, and I was like exploring the odd time stuff, and I thought, let me try and make some kind of riff using those numbers, however I want to interpret it. Okay. And that's really how Ultraviolet started with that. And then I think I might have had some chords on the guitar that I started with, or even it might have even been programmed. But the idea was sort of to take a concept I learned from Kurt Rosenwinkel from one of his amazing YouTube lesson videos, and he was talking about splitting a 4-note chord into 2 groups of 2 notes. So I had the idea of maybe combining that with this number system, and seeing what could come out of that, and that's sort of how Ultraviolet came about, really. And the 5s were split up into 2-3. Or 3-2, so it's I guess the main riff is 1-2 1-2 3 1-2 1-2 3 1-2 3 1-2 1-2 3 4 1-2 3 4 1-2 1-2 3 1-2 3 1-2 3 1-2 3 1-2 ba, and then it starts again. So da 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 ba 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 da. So that was the main riff, and then from there, build the melody, and the rest of the song can come together from that. But that was how that one started, and everyone's slightly different, though. So.
And you come with this idea to the other guys, and you start the song,
yes.
or you come with the song, the full made song, or you develop with them these ideas.
Both. Like in that case, I think I'd had I think I made a video of that. Yeah, I did. I made a video of what I had written for that song, which was like the main melody, the chords, and then like a little bridge section. And then I took that, I wrote it out, notation, and took it to the guys. And then from there, Matt had a bunch of other ideas of where to take it with the chords. And he actually came up with the next section and then going into the solo section. And then I guess as an ensemble, we usually organize the whole structure of the song, I would say. I mean, there's quite a few songs that I guess I have completely written out already and bring it to them. But that's maybe half, and then half the songs I have a few ideas, a few different sections, but not necessarily structured yet. Okay. And then we'll workshop it, and because they're often, all the songs are generally pretty tricky, so they require quite a few loops of the different sections to really get a feel for them as a group, especially for Matt, because he's handling, both instruments, doing the bass plus the keys. So it's quite a lot. So we'll often have to sit with maybe one section and just loop it over and over again, try really slow, go fast, slow, fast, and just get the feel for it, especially if there's a tricky rhythmic concept like something like Ultraviolet. But yeah, that's really fun too. I think something like 5 as well. That was, I had the idea for that arpeggio style riff and those chords, but then Matt and Alex came up with the idea of doing the stabs, those really quick hits underneath. So I remember that taking a lot of really slow work. So I'm doing this arpeggio thing really slowly, which is really stretchy. So it's killing my hands as we're trying to figure out these hits, with it. But yeah, it's always really fun with them.
And you prefer the process to be on the process of the recording an album or making songs or songwriting, or you rather prefer to go touring on tour or playing on the stage?
Oh, I mean, they're both really fun processes. I think obviously very different, but I think, there's something really fun about both of them. I'm quite introverted person, so I do like being, just in my space working on a whole bunch of stuff. And, and then I feel like, when it's all ready to go, then I really find it exciting to share it with people. So then, going into the studio is always really fun and exciting. And then working on it and getting it all together, and then finally, publishing it, and then going on a tour to present the music live in front of people. I think, the whole process is really rewarding and really fun. So yeah, don't really have a preference either way.
Sorry, Jos, I can see you now only the half of the
Oh,
picture. A little
oh,
bit. Okay,
sorry.
that's perfect. That's perfect. No
Okay,
problem.
sorry.
What else? Okay. It catches my attention the way that you play, because your hand is your right hand is so relaxed, and the way
Yep.
you grab the pick is not
Yes.
the standard one for me. I don't know.
No. No.
And how do you develop this technique? Because you go very fast, but the right hand is so relaxed, or I think it's so relaxed. I watch,
Mm.
and how is
Yeah, I
important
definitely.
to you
That's
the
right.
position, everything.
Yeah. I guess there's a lot of things I think about when it comes to both hands. I mean, just from the pick grip, it's actually one that I really it would just instinctively what I started with. When my father started teaching me at 7, there's old photos of me with the exact same grip then. So it's obviously what just felt natural to me. I remember in high school when I started watching and really analyzing, my heroes and how they play, I noticed that my grip was very different. It's this, which is, quite strange compared to, this
Yeah, yeah.
up in the middle, this, which is normal, right? I'm like this. So, um, and often I considered switching, but I guess at that point I was trying to get so many things together. I just felt like I would lose a bunch of time if I tried switching and changing everything. And now it's okay. I still sometimes have the thought, maybe I should try the other grip for a while and just get better at it. But I don't know. I feel very comfortable with this, and there's something about it. I just feel like I have so much control over the dynamics with this grip. I guess because I played all my life with it, but something about having a really good control of the very tip of the pick, which I really like just the sound I can produce with it. And I use these really pointy picks as well. That
Okay.
I feel like that I can. At least I try always to get a really pure sound with the notes. So, and I think that grip helps me achieve that. Whenever I go to this side grip, I feel like the tip of the pick is at a different angle, and I can't quite get that same sound. I guess the pureness at the start of the note, especially with a clean sound. So yeah, now I just stay with it, and it works. Yeah, but I guess the left hand stuff is I definitely try and think about being relaxed, but one of the biggest things I try and think about always is just the idea of preparation with my fingers, especially the first finger. And it's something I still work on every day, where I just try and make sure it's never lazy. It's always moving to the next place it needs to be at, multiple notes in advance, so that I don't waste, energy within my hand, really. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me as far as connecting the left hand to the right hand stuff as well. And all the different techniques. I guess a big thing I do as well is just incorporating the legato into the picking.
Yeah.
And I think that also gives, the impression of sort of an overall relaxed feeling to my playing. And it's just specific ways I'll add in the hammer-ons and pull-offs, which also give my right hand a break. Because I think one of the most stressful things for me with the right hand is switching a string immediately, down to a next string, which I guess is alternate picking, really, which I'm not very good at all. So I use the idea of having a legato note at the very end of a string set before I move on to the next string, so that my pick can go to the next string one or multiple notes in advance. So I think that also gives that.
You make a combination, so those two techniques, like alternative picking
Yes.
and okay, okay,
Yeah, so it's sort of I feel like I really mix all three, like the economy, the
yeah, okay,
sweeping economy, alternate, and legato. I feel like I do have quite a blend of all of them, and sometimes a lick will require more than others, of course, and sometimes a lick will be more legato based or more sweep based. But I think overall, I try and have those three. I guess they're the three main ones, right, of guitar technique. So I try and have them really combined together. So it's never just thinking about just one of them. It's always a combination of all of them. Try and have that fluid control of it, which I think comes down a lot to vocabulary too. I think actually guitar technique should always be in the service of vocabulary that you want to play. So, if you want to play a bunch of really awesome Guthrie Govan legato lines, then you have to, do that. It's not going to sound the same if you try and alternate pick everything. So, of course. And then when it comes to like learning lines from other instruments like saxophone players, you really have to have a combination, I feel like, of everything, because you're actually then not copying a guitar technique, you're trying to replicate the articulation of a horn, which completely different. So kind of have to do something different too. And I think that combination of all those works really nicely.
Yeah, it sounds amazing and it looks amazing.
Thank you.
One very important question for us is how many guitars do you have?
That is an important question, yes. I think the last time I counted them all, I think I was at 18.
18.
I think.
Yeah,
18, yeah.
good number.
Most of them are back in Australia, but I've got a few with me here in Europe. I think maybe 4 are permanently here in Europe, generally speaking. I've got 2 here, 2 in another place. So yeah. But I'm always looking at new ones as well. So,
So if you come here to Barcelona, I work in a store it's like
oh really, man? Yeah.
5,000 square meters. It's like
Okay.
like Disney for guitar players. We have
Oh
like
wow.
2,000 guitars on the walls.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you are invited, of course, to come here and try something.
That sounds very fun, man. Yeah, that sounds very fun. Thank you.
Talk us about the Rock Me Vienna. How
Yes.
how come the idea to go there? It's Hermally that is hosting this.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
he contacts you or how that's started?
No. So the organizers of Rock Me Vienna contacted me maybe like 1 year ago, and told me about the camp, and it just sounded awesome. So I was really keen to be involved, and they mentioned, the other artists who were going to be involved, and, they were all my absolute heroes, like Frank Gambale and Andy Timmons, Herman, of course, as well. And so, this sounds
It's gonna
great.
be fun.
This is going to be really, yeah, exactly. This is going to be really fun. So, yeah.
I wish I could go, but it's
Yeah.
difficult for me. But yeah,
Yeah.
maybe someday here in Spain, Madrid or
Yes.
Barcelona, it could be perfect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're gonna be like a teacher there, or how it
Exactly.
works, like a
Yeah.
master classes?
Yeah. I'll be hosting some like group lessons, and I think some masterclasses, and then just part of all the shows I would do a performance, and quite involved, which will be great, and meeting everyone. Yeah,
Yeah, sounds good.
should be really fun. Yeah.
Another question that I'm interested is, you play with the amplifiers. You are playing now with the new generation of nano cortex or something like this, or fractal or something like this.
Yeah. I use quite a few different things. For the last year, I've been involved with Victory, so I've been trying their like not the lunchbox heads. They're called the V4 guitar amps. They're like the smaller ones that have the inbuilt sort of amp simulation. I mean, they're based on the actual amps they build, and they're still real amps, but then they have that little cab simulation built in, which is really handy for recording, especially when I travel so much. It's like if I just have that and an interface, I can still get a really cool sound without having to mic up anything or any of that. So I really love that. I have the Jack and the Kraken, and they're really cool. I love the quad cortex as well. Definitely big time user of that. And then I've also got just right next to me here just a board I built. I had the idea to sort of build. I didn't build it myself. I did give it to amazing guy in Sydney to build it for me, White Sound Design. And but it's kind of the idea was to combine the modeling stuff with real pedals as well, like specifically overdrive pedals, because I think, and it was probably just due to a kind of a lack of experience really dialing in overdrive pedals properly, but I didn't really feel 100% there with just going full digital with it. Like I wanted to experience just the real overdrive pedals with the digital amp simulation. So that idea, I was like, oh yeah, it'd be great to try that and see how it sounds, and I really like it. So now, on the board, I have like 4 overdrive pedals, and then I've got, just because it's smaller, the HX Stomp, and then like a Mastermind switcher, as well as a Halo just for some extra delays. But that's been really cool to try, and I'll just use that as like a, I just need a clean pedal platform amp, really, like a reverb or something is perfect, and then I can have everything on top of that. And for the last tour I tried that out. It just fits in a suitcase, which is cool. And it's really fun to try, and I guess there's still so much to try for myself, like actually programming in, with the HX or the quad, like an actual, multiple amp rigs, and then I can use the drive pedals on top of that. Having the Mastermind means I can have everything in different orders, so it doesn't matter. I can have a whole bank of instances where maybe I need to use the digital stuff for my amp, and sometimes if I have a real amp, then I can access that other folder that's using that clean pedal platform type amp and on stage mic'd up, and then I have the overdrive pedals to get me where I need to be. And the HX can act, or the quad can act like just a good multi-effects pedal as well. So that's cool with all the different fun ones like chorus and auto swell and delays, reverbs, everything. EQs as well, I find are really handy with those, cutting out quite a bit of low end, just to help things a bit there. And very versatile, which is really fun.
And how many guitars do you bring on tour?
Well, at the moment, just the one. Yeah, just the one. Usually just this blue one. Oh, you might not be able to see it. No.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, which is great. So that's my favorite one at the moment. Something about it that's really special. So I'll bring it close. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the body shape.
Yeah, me too. And it's such a nice smaller shape, for that, still the 335 kind of look, but just that smaller body shape is cool. Yeah.
Besides the music, you got other hobbies or only playing guitar?
Not really. I'll be honest. It's really all about music, I would say. Other than time with family, of course, and my wife and everything. But my life is really all music. Maybe a bit of sports stuff, gym and that. But it's my favorite thing to do. I wake up every morning excited to learn something new and just play. That's really
that's the only way. One question that I made to all guests is like, if you can give me some names, like some bands or artists or music that you are listening to, that they are not too mainstream, to know new music, to discover new music.
Like stuff I'm checking out at the moment, you mean?
For example, it could be something from now, or from old stuff, or whatever.
Yeah, I could let you know some of my favorite songs at the moment. I mean, they're not necessarily ones that they could be popular for some, could could be even popular ones, but yeah, I'll go through some songs I'm listening to, or tend to be on just a continuous rotation at the moment. I mean, I've discovered this song by Pat Metheny that I never heard before, called San Lorenzo, which I listen to a lot now. It's a beautiful song, and there's a great live version. Travels albums, and then also I think on the first Pat Metheny group album he plays that, but it's a beautiful song. I've been listening to that a lot. So that's one I would say people can check out. Just going through some Spotify. I mean, as far as like more fusiony stuff, definitely Alan Holdsworth, especially the Wardenclyffe Tower album. Still really loving that. And was there and also this album I've just been listening to nonstop is the live album of Alan Holdsworth. It's called Then. Alan Holdsworth album Then. What year is it from? Is it let me see. Oh, it might not have a year. I feel like it's early. It must be early 90s. But yeah, that's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, I would say there's some. I mean, as well as for Eric Johnson, I've been listening to a lot of the Venus Isles album. I would say Owns, Trail of Tears, definitely at the moment one of my favorites. Oh, and also Donald Fagen is a big favorite of mine. His album, well, Steely Dan in general, but also Donald Fagen solo stuff like The Night Fly. I've been listening to that a lot. For me, it's a song that reminds me a lot of I don't know, it reminds me a lot of Australia. So I tend to listen to that when I'm overseas. When I'm in Australia, it's one of my dad's favorite albums too. So that one, Morph the Cat is another album that I really like that one. And with Steely Dan in general, I think one of my favorite albums of all time is Two Against Nature. And especially the song West of Hollywood. Maybe that's a fun one for people to check out, especially there's about a 4-minute solo of Chris Potter at the end. That's, just absolutely unbelievable. Still something that it blows my mind when I listen to that solo. So amazing, such an incredible solo. And it was probably one of the first solos that really made me fall in love with jazz, I would say.
Okay.
Coming from the background of, rock and roll, growing up playing AC/DC and Deep Purple and everything, and then, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, and that whole world, and doing a bit of really loving the heavy metal stuff too, and then discovering this, the Steely Dan, and then Guthrie Govan as well, just completely changed my direction and became obsessed with jazz.
Want to play your guitar sometimes and start playing like something like AC/DC or something like this?
Sure, yeah. I still love listening to that stuff too. Definitely, I grew up on it. Yeah, and definitely.
So, Josh, I'm so grateful that you were here with us. Thanks
Of course,
a
yeah.
lot for being here. For us, it's like an honor to have you here.
Thank you, man.
And I hope to see you here in Barcelona maybe this year or next year, wherever.
Yeah, hope so, man. Hope so. That would be great.
And
Yeah.
if you come here, you are invited to the store also. No problem.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I hope you will doing well with the Rock Me Vienna, the new album,
Yeah.
and everything. So
Thanks.
I hope you were here very comfortable, and if you want
Yeah.
to say last word here in this episode is for you.
Oh man, well, just want to say a big thank you for having me, and hope to see you later in the year. Yeah.
Thank you, Josh. See you. Nos vemos
Bye,
en el
man.
próximo episodio. Gracias a todos por estar ahí.